Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Gaming with me, Tony Mo. Welcome back indeed. I hope you all had a wonderful, wonderful holiday. But it's time to get back to playing some games and discussing some games. So we're going to go ahead and kick it off with a game discussion. It's been such a long time since I've done one of these. And one of you guys actually threw in the Q&A questions list, what is your opinion on hype? Where do you stand on it, Tony Mo? And I was like, that's a great question. I've always had an answer for this, but I've never actually sat down to talk about it, simply just because there was so many other things that I wanted to do. And I know this has been a big, piece of discussion, especially for YouTubers and, especially when you start talking about the games industry, just in general, the idea of hype. Is it good? Is it bad? What is it? When do people do it? So I thought it was time to finally give my sort of stance on it, and I think hype can be looked at from many different angles. You have YouTubers in the press, you have the consumer, you have to look at it from, sort of all of the different sides. So let's go ahead and actually talk about that. Now, I want to preface this entire thing by saying, this day and age, I feel that it is a stupid practice to buy games day one at launch as a regular standard consumer. For me as a YouTuber, I buy a lot of games day one because I want to cover them. And, sometimes that means spending money on my wallet, but there's a good chance that that game is going to help, increase the subscribers on my channel. It's going to bring new people to the channel. It's going to help build up awareness and exposure for my channel, because I'm trying to build a business here. This isn't a hobby for me. It's something that I'm trying to do full time eventually. So it often makes sense for me to spend $20 or $30 on a game to see what it's about, to have that opportunity to give one of the first opinions on it, to help educate you, the consumer. But as the consumer, I do not think buying a game on day one makes sense. You have so many outlets. Roll back 15 years when I was playing NES and Super NES as a kid, even N64, we didn't really have the internet like we had now. You had to sort of pick up a magazine or, word of mouth, but there was a good chance you were going to buy something and it was going to be awful and you were going to spend your hard-earned cash on it, and there was nothing you could really do about it. You were screwed. These days, you can almost experience an entire game online. Go watch someone play it on Twitch. Hey, Halo 5 Guardians is coming out. I think I'm going to go watch people play it on Twitch for a couple days, and you can probably experience just about everything that game's going to have to offer in a couple days. So what's 2 days difference of your time? Halo 5 drops sometime in 2015. Rather than buying it day one, you sit down and you actually watch some people stream it, you watch some YouTube videos about it, you read some blogs, some forum discussions, and you start to generate a little bit of an educated opinion for yourself, and then you go ahead and you make your purchase. Isn't that so much better than buying the game day one, blind, and then hating it the next day? I mean, just think about that as a consumer. Some people, they don't care. They don't mind spending the money. They'd rather find out for themselves whether or not they like the game, whether or not they, enjoy it, or it's absolutely horrible, and they're gonna go ahead and return it the next day, or trade it in, or sell it to someone else. But the majority of people who sit down, buy a game, and then bitch to the developer the next day that they want their money back, educate yourself. Don't buy the game. You only have yourself to blame if you make that sort of a purchase and absolutely hate it, because like I said, there's just so many ways to experience a game before you even get your hands on it. Do yourself a favor, take advantage of things like Twitch and YouTube, and absorb as much information as you can, experience the game in as many ways as possible, and then, again, go ahead and make that educated purchase. Now, as a YouTuber, and I'm going to talk about the press here, we should never be hyping anything. No. We're not here to build hype or any sort of false excitement for a game. Hell, I mean, we shouldn't even be, building hype. We shouldn't be saying all these really elaborate positive things about the game. All we should be doing, and all I ever do on my channel when I do my first impressions, is sitting down, explaining the game, talking about the things that we like and the things that we don't like. Now, of course, I get excited when I play something that's awesome. To me, that's a way of expressing to you guys, the viewer, that I'm really enjoying it. When I say something like, man, they, some real smart gameplay mechanic decisions here in the Halo 5 Guardians multiplayer beta, I really like this. It's because I really liked it. I'm not just bullshitting you. I'm not just like, yeah, this is so good for no reason whatsoever. There's a reason behind it, because I'm actually playing the game. I'm not here to hype something that I haven't even had my hands on, A couple months ago, I did a video on Rainbow Six Siege, prime example of this. And I talked about, some of the things from what I've been able to see that I hoped the game would go ahead and do, like random map generation. I wasn't there to build any sort of excitement for the game. I wasn't talking about why I think I'll enjoy it. I was more of looking at like, you know, I wonder if they thought about this. You know, I hadn't even played it. Why build excitement for a game that I haven't played? That was happening with The Division a lot. A ton of press and, you know, games journalism outlets like, yeah, this game's crazy, man. It's going to be amazing. Look at this footage we saw. And then you find out they didn't even get to play the game. They weren't even part, you know, they didn't even get to sit down in a demo for it. Well, why are you talking it up so much if you haven't played it? You know, come back to me when you're sitting down playing the game, you know, talking about it. I'm actually playing the game. This is what I played of it. This is what I have to say about it. That's the kind of thing that, as a consumer, is valuable to you. You know, not hype. That is why the press, YouTubers, avoid the hype. No false hype. No hype, crazy thumbnails. When I've played the game and I have an opinion to, you know, to generate about what I played, that's when I'll share the game with you. That's when I'll share my opinion about the game with you. That's what you'll always see on this channel. No hype here. Not my job. I hope I've said that in the simplest possible way. Now, the last way that you can sort of look at hype, the last side of the story is, as a consumer, is it okay for you to be hyped and excited for a game? Hell yes! If you want to be excited about the release of Halo 5 next year, feel free. I can't stop you. I'm not here to stop you. And as I said, what I'm here to do is, when that time comes, to help you create an educated opinion so you can make an educated purchase. That's it. But if you want to be stoked about Halo 5 until the day one of its release, you know, feel free. I'm not going to stop you from being excited, and no one should try to stop you from being excited. Now, there is this whole other side of the discussion, which is, if you generate hype for a game as an individual, you have a higher chance of being disappointed. And that may be true, but that's completely personal opinion. There may be someone out there who says, no, I really actually enjoy, you know, I look at a game, I watch videos on it, and I become really genuinely excited for that game, because when it comes out, it means that I'm able to judge it on a harsher level, and that makes me, at the end of the day, enjoy it more, that I know I fully critiqued it, and I'm enjoying what I should be enjoying and disliking what I personally think I should be disliking. Now, on the other side, again, someone might say, man, I built up all this hype for Destiny, and it just turned out to be a letdown. If I wouldn't have built up so much hype, I probably would have enjoyed it. It's a heavily personal opinion, a heavily opinion-based, you know, subject. It's completely up to you. So if you guys want to let me know how you handle hype, how you look at it as a consumer, as an individual, feel free to let me know in the comment section below, because I really would love to hear sort of everybody's side of the story when it comes to that situation. But again, if you want to be excited, feel free. If you want to tell all of your friends at work that they need to keep an eye on Halo 5, go right ahead, you know, that's fine. I don't recommend that you tell everybody they should buy it day one until you've actually sat down and educated yourself. It's that simple, you know. The tools are available. Do what you can to educate yourself. Feel free to be hyped, but remember, you have all these options to really understand and almost, you know what it would be like to play that game. You know, you should be able to watch enough footage these days, raw footage of a game, where you can pretty much say, yeah, I could see myself really enjoying that. And that's really the way it seems to work on YouTube. So many people, just because, you know, some big YouTuber plays The Long Dark, are all over it, and they end up liking it, and that's great. You know, if you saw somebody play a game and you thought it would be wonderful because of what you saw, and you purchased it and you enjoyed it, then who lost? No one. You know, the YouTuber made a video and he was genuine, hopefully, about his opinion of the game. You watched said video, thought it looked awesome, made a purchase, and ended up enjoying it. It doesn't really get any simpler than that, does it? I hope that answers your question there about my opinion, my stance on hype. Just remember, you'll never see it here on this channel. You'll never see it here on this channel. But again, feel free to let me know how you handle hype as an individual, as a consumer, in the comment section below, and I'll see you in the next one.